Hey guys, just going to do a brief rundown of some of the favourite figures in my collection. Just to give you a brief rundown, I've been collecting since about 2010, mainly Hot Toys figures, and I don't really collect anything anymore. Kind of like yeah, just sort of like stop collecting for the time being. I don't know whether I'll restart and all that. I've sold a few of my figures, but I've still got the majority of my collection. And yeah, I just thought I'd show you some of my favourite figures. So the figure that you're seeing at the moment is the Batman DX02 from the Dark Knight. Just by the side of it, I've got the DX12, which is from the Dark Knight Rises, which is also a really good figure. It's used like EMP gun and all that. I decided to go for the DX02 over the DX12. Mainly I like the suit design better of the DX2. I prefer the Dark Knight over the Dark Knight Rises. And yeah, I think possibly overall the DX12 suit is better engineered than the DX02. It has got rubber deterioration a little bit there, but it's not too bad, like just on like the elbows and all that, or just where the crease is. But as I say, for a 10-year-old figure, it's not bad. I think the head sculpt's really nice. And yeah, lucky enough I haven't got one with the leaky abs. That was a problem with some of these figures. It had leaky abs for whatever reason, a problem in the production. But yeah, my one has never suffered from that, so that's good. You also got the accessories like the backpack and all that, and a sticky bomb gun and whatever, the mines and all that, the grapple gun, some batarangs. You also got the sonar head, which is really nice. Actually, you probably won't be able to see it in this light, and it's still got yeah, they do light up a little bit, but as I say, I mean, they're the same batteries that have been in it since the start, and they still work just a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That yeah, a figure over 10 years old now. I think this is 2009 this came out, the DX02, so one of Hot Toys' early releases, and it still stands the test of time. You know, it's a really good figure. And yeah, certainly is in my like all-time favourite list. So let's crack on with another. Okay, so carrying on from the Batman theme, this is the it's a bit of a cheat, this one, because it's the DX01. Obviously came with the cop Joker in disguise, and it's got the DX11 head sculpt though. I think it's like an improvement over the DX01. So yeah, it comes with a DX11 head sculpt. But you know, I prefer the DX01 as a set in the main. I prefer the jacket certainly on the DX01. You of course got the grenades rigged in the jacket, which was really nice. That wasn't present in the DX11 Joker. You know, like the 2.0 figure, and I also prefer the look of the jacket. I think the DX11 jacket, it was just a bit fluffy overall. Just looked like more of a bathrobe really than a jacket. You could modify it, but yeah, as I say, I think I prefer the DX01 over the DX2. You got the cop Joker, of course, which was really well done. Really nice sculpt on that. Really well detailed. And yeah, so yeah, if I was to choose between the two, I'd say it's a little bit of a cheat because I've used the DX11 head sculpt, which I think is like far superior to the DX01 obviously. And this obviously had purrs when Hot Toys was using purrs, which I think was a really good system. It's a shame they stopped using it, but it was proving problematic. You know, it was a little bit fragile, and people were like breaking it a bit too easy. So I think that's why they decided to stop using purrs you know, a few years ago, Hot Toys. But when it worked, it was a really good system. You know, you could move the eyeballs left to right, up and down. You know, 360, and yeah, it really, you know, kind of brought the figures to life and all that. But yeah, as I say, Hot Toys knocked that on the head a few years ago when there was like too many breakages of the system, I suppose. So it's probably just for the best. But yeah, so yeah, another you know, figure that I probably wouldn't get rid of is the DX01 Joker. Yeah, a little caveat with the DX11 head sculpt. Yeah, just a magnificent figure, and if you're lucky enough to get your hands on one of these, yeah, I highly recommend it. You won't be disappointed. So yeah, that's another you know. Okay guys, so carrying on the Batman theme, another of my top figures is the Batman figure from the 1989 film, obviously the Michael Keaton version. I think this was oh god, DX9. It's either DX8 or 9, something like that. I lose track, but yeah. So this was a magnificent figure. The head sculpt was absolutely bang on. Well, the lower face sculpt, I suppose, the chin sculpt. But yeah, so just with everything that you wanted, you know, the little bat guns and all that, the little grappling stuff and all that. The base was really nicely done, nice DX base. I'm afraid my cape is not in the best shape. I've seen people modify this, you know, iron it, and it's got, I think it's got a little bit of wire at the bottom, yeah. So you can pose it like that. I've seen people like taking the wire out and stuff like that, so it just drapes nicely. I should get around to modifying this. It looks a little bit crappy as it is, but yeah, I mean, even with that, it's just you know, magnificent sculpt and all that. Again, one with the purse system. I tend to not touch the purse system anymore. You know, just leave the eyes in a set position, because I know how fragile the purse system can be. You don't want to like break it and all that and have googly-eyed figures. So that's the reason for that. Yeah, but just a magnificent figure. Looks fantastic. You know, pretty hard to get hold of now. One of these in really nice condition. Only slight criticisms of this figure is, you know, the unsightly seam at the back. I mean, you don't often view your figures from the back anyway, so it's no big issue, but you know, that's, you know, only like one like minor issue and all that. And the other issue as well was that the underlying body, it didn't have ratcheted joints, and the rubber body over the true type or whatever that's underneath was quite tough rubber. So it meant that you know, like you put the arm up in a position, you know, like with a grapple gun and all that, and it would invariably, you know, just spring back. They rectified that with the returns figure, thankfully. They put a body underneath that had ratcheted joints, so you'd put the arm up like that and then it'd hold position. So that's the only slight nitpicks with this figure, but just from an aesthetic point of view, it looks absolutely fantastic, and it's got real good shelf presence. So yeah, that's another sort of like figure that I probably would not be contemplating getting rid of anytime soon. So yeah, fantastic. Okay guys, next one up is the DX08, 09, whatever. It's the Jack Nicholson Joker from Batman 1989, and yeah, up there with one of the best figures ever released by Hot Toys, in my opinion. Everything, it is faultless, this, I think, pretty much. The tailoring is out of this world, accessories are fantastic, and the sculpt is just ridiculous. You know, unmistakably Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Not everyone's cup of tea as the Joker. Probably Heath Ledger is probably widely regarded as probably the best Joker on screen. Maybe even Joaquin Phoenix now, but certainly Jack Nicholson brought his own take to the role and all that, and at the time, like, he was unmistakably the Joker. Great little accessories you got: the piles of cash, the mask, the chattering teeth, the gun, the extra long gun, the joke gun, little flower in his thing and all that, little hat, and yeah, as I say, I mean, just fantastic. Whenever I see this figure, I think, well, I mean, Hot Toys done a fantastic job. I mean, this figure is quite a few years old now as well. I like it wearing the long coat and all that. Some people like it on the shorter coat, but I like the long coat, all buttoned up and all that. And yeah, just any real pose you can pull in this guy. It's going to look fantastic. So yeah, as I say, just yeah, they've done so well with this line. They only make 2 figures from the Batman movie, which was a bit of a shame because but the 2 figures that they did produce, they absolutely nailed it. Everything is just top notch on this. The trousers, fantastic. Yeah, and as I say, I think it's up there with one of Hot Toys' best ever figures, and certainly a figure that I would find very hard to get rid of if I ever did. And yeah, just I think most collectors with this in their collection would class it as one of the best figures that Hot Toys have ever made. So yeah, Joker. Okay guys, so carrying on with the Batman theme. Another fantastic figure. Was this a DX? I don't know if it was. I don't think it was actually. Was it? Batman Returns figure, of course, Michael Keaton again. You know, so with the return suit, and this figure is probably just as good as the original Batman figure, 89. Maybe even better, as you can see, ratcheted joints. So even with the tough rubber suit, it can hold a pose. So a lesson learned there from Hot Toys. And yeah, fantastic. And the base always makes me chuckle. It's meant to represent snow, the white, obviously. Batman Returns set in like winter and all that. But it looks as if you it kind of like looks as if you've been doing something that you shouldn't have been doing. So that always makes me chuckle. We've got the same system in the back of the head here, a little panel that you can flip out here. It's a little bit tricky to get hold of with one hand, so but I'll just tell you, they were already going away from PERS by this point. You know that they'd obviously realised there was an issue with it and all that, so you just get 2 little prongs, so you can alternate the eyes to match up perfectly and all that, because with PERS, if it went wrong then you've got googly eyes and all that, and it kind of like ruined your figure. So great faceplate again, great attention to detail on the suit, fantastic boots and everything. It's just everything's top notch on this. You know, you put it in a display, and obviously the more pointy ears for the returns figure. And yeah, it looks fantastic. So yeah, again, another figure that I don't think I'll be getting rid of anytime soon. It's probably just as good a figure as the original Batman figure. I don't think, was this a DX figure? I don't think it was. I might be completely wrong about that. But yeah, just fantastic figure. You know, came with stuff and all that. Oh, look at that little thread there. Let's come away. You know, I hardly touch these figures. I hardly touch these figures from, you know, a few months to the next and all that. So when I see them for the first time in a while, like I notice little scuff marks as well on the head. I think, how'd that happen? I never touched these figures. So you know, the little Hot Toys gremlins or something, getting hold of them. But yeah, all these figures still look great as well. Like talk about deterioration with the suits and whatnot, the body's going floppy and all that. I don't find that with my figures, not at all really. As I say though, these figures, they just stay in their display. I've got a separate room for it, and they're in a detail. You know, 99.9% of the time I hardly ever touch them. So yeah, they still look as good as they did coming out of the box almost. And yeah, it probably just needs a little rub over or something to get rid of the little scuff marks or whatever. It doesn't look like anything too serious. But yeah, another top figure. And as I say, that base, it just always makes me chuckle when I look at it. But yeah, fantastic figure. And again, one that I don't think I'll be getting rid of anytime soon. So yeah, so next figure is obviously Superman from I think, was it the 1978 Superman movie, Christopher Reeve. yeah, this is Hot Toys figure released a few years ago now, and yeah, another fantastic job on the suit. Nice boots there. Yeah, fantastic. Really good job on the sculpt. Should read there. And yeah, just another figure that really has real shelf presence and all that. I think they've got the proportions on the body just right, and you've got to be careful with this sort of fabric. You can easily nick it and all that, and this has got a few pulls in it, which is a bit of a shame and all that, but you can't really help that with this sort of material unless you don't touch it whatsoever. So yeah, little thing there. So yeah, there's a few scuffs in the suit and all that, but nothing major, nothing too unsightly. And yeah, just you know, it's probably Christopher Reeve is probably still regarded as everyone's favourite Superman and all that, even after all these years. Probably you know, made the character his own sort of thing. And yeah, the figure is just fantastic. You know, as I say, real shelf presence and all that from a really iconic movie. And didn't come with anything in the way of accessories, this figure. The Fortress of Solitude base and all that, which you know, looked a little bit cheapo and all that. And I think if you got the exclusive version, you got the necklace with the kryptonite and all that. But this is just the regular version. But yeah, nevertheless, a real great figure. And you know, I couldn't really see myself you know, getting rid of it anytime soon. I think it's a real iconic character and all that. And yeah, it just looks great in your display and all that. So yeah, you know, another okay guys, so next up, another fantastic figure, another DX figure. This was the DX06. So Jack Sparrow, obviously Johnny Depp. Pirates of the Caribbean. I think this was based on Stranger Tides, that film. So yeah, this is Hot Toys version. Just fantastic, this figure. If you get this figure, if you're lucky enough to get this figure in hand, you're going to be absolutely blown away. I can't get the hat off for the time being. It's rigidly stuck on there. So yeah, that was the kind of like standout accessory. You got the wheel from, you know, the Black Pearl or whatever. So yeah, I'm not the biggest, quite like Johnny Depp and all that, not in everything that he's been in. Maybe like his earlier work, you know, like The Turn of the Century. Yeah, so and Pirates is not, you know, one of my favourite. I watch it and all that if it's on the telly, but I wouldn't really class it as you know, favourite film of mine. Yeah, you know, not even close and all that. But I think just the work on this figure puts it up there. A lot of my choices are there because I like the source material. This is not the case with this figure. As I say, I can take Pirates of the Caribbean. I can take it or leave it. So I'd like to get that. Oh, stuck on there solid. So yeah, let's just a look at the sculpt. Fantastic. And you know, usually, you know, this is a figure with purrs as well, one of the earlier figures. And what purrs did do, it did sometimes detract from the quality of the sculpt, the way that the eyes were set in the head like that for the purrs to work. This is not a case with this figure. Purrs doesn't affect that whatsoever. It's probably maybe something to do with the like eyeshadow effect on this particular sculpt. But yeah, as I say, I mean, the source material, I'm not really too fussed about Pirates of the Caribbean, but I think you've just got this is like one of those figures that you've kind of like got to have in your collection because it just looks so cool. And the work on it, the sculpt, the tailoring, everything is just so top notch. I'd class it as one of Hot Toys' best ever sculpts, actually. Yeah, if you get this in hand, I don't know if the videos can do it justice enough, but yeah, a real metal sword, which is a nice touch, and you know, all the little accessories you've got. You also got a smiling head sculpt, or a smirking head sculpt, which was equally as good. So yeah, just well, a fantastic figure. And yeah, again, another one of those figures that I doubt whether I'll be getting rid of. Okay guys, so another Johnny Depp figure. It's Sweeney Todd this time, obviously the musical. So yeah, not really a fan of musicals in any shape or form really, but you know, the Sweeney Todd one was kind of like acceptable, kind of like funny as well at times. Obviously with being dark at the same time. But yeah, so Johnny Depp as Sweeney Todd the barber, another fantastic job. This is one of the best head sculpts that Hot Toys have produced. He's just in his little barber's chair with his little cut throat. Yeah, fantastic job on the tailoring, the clothing, the chair especially, the detailing. Yeah, it's just all top notch. The sculpt is, as I say, one of the best. Really can see the Sweeney Todd figure in there. And as I say, another one that doesn't really fall into source material that I like, but the figure is just so well done. Chair and everything, and you also got a backdrop and all that, and a load of different razors and shaving paraphernalia and all that with the figure. So yeah, just that's why it's on the list, just because it's just such a fantastic figure to look at, in my opinion. The detailing on the chair, and the face sculpt as well. The sculpt is just fantastic. Excellent paintwork, as you'd expect from Hot Toys. And yeah, just got him rocking his chair. I think I like that pose. He's probably been in that pose for about the last 2 years. But yeah, it suits me. So yeah, another fantastic figure, and a figure that I probably won't be getting rid of anytime soon.